These are going to be 5 rules on how to rule your next sales call. 5 rules. Here we go. Number 1, talk about money early. Get over your fear. Actually, talking about money is the professional thing to do. Don't beat around the bush. So here's some points, right? The client and you are both trying to determine if it's a good fit. By answering that question up front or getting to that right away, then everybody knows that they should move forward. Otherwise, you're gonna spend 45 minutes, an hour, multiple calls, only to realize they can't afford you, okay? By not talking about money, you are failing to answer the number 1 question on both of your mind. Okay, rule number 2. Style is more important than substance when it comes to building rapport. That's definitely something I lifted straight up from Mr. Tony Robbins, okay? Because people will remember how you made them feel long after they forget your words. So the style in which you say things, the tone, the phrasing, the energy that you bring to it. If somebody talks fast, you have to talk fast. If somebody talks slow,
you need to talk slow.
And you start to sync up with them. Now, a lot of people that we talk to have kind of one energy level. They're very monotone. What you need to learn is to modulate your energy and to be able to build rapport through matching and mirroring. Rule number 3, show me, don't tell. All right. Now, we've heard this before. Within design schools, people will say, you got to educate the client. You got to educate the client. So what do? We patronize the client by talking to them about the process, and they don't care about that at all. And actually, what you need to know is this. The root word of educate is EDUCE, and that means to draw out, not put in. And that's going to lead me to my next point, okay? The way that you educate is you ask more questions. And you can play this as a game. Whoever asks more questions is in control of the conversation. So you can keep score. If they ask a question, you write 1. If you ask a question, you write 1. And here's the key, because people don't want to be lectured to, they don't want to be told things, they want to decide for themselves. And the more you tell them, the more they feel like you're selling and you're pitching and you're using high pressure techniques to make them make a decision. And we're most likely going to say no. The quality of the questions that you ask will determine your value. Ask directed but open-ended questions. So certain open-ended questions like, how do you feel today? Don't help you at all. How do you feel about your brand in terms of serving your overall global business objective is a much better question. You definitely want to stay away from yes or no questions because they don't tell you a whole lot. So in order of importance, generally speaking, why questions are the highest value, how questions are the next value, and then what questions. So start with why and then end with what. The 5th rule to having an amazing sales call that's going to be successful for you and help you guys make more money, close more jobs, and basically take a lot of the stress away is you need to build trust. We're going to talk about how to build trust. This is one of the big important ones. So in sales, the objective is to provide the client with information to help them make the best decision for them, not for you, for them. Your only goal on these sales calls is to give them information so they can decide. Well, what kind of information do you need to give them? Well, price, timeline, helping them to figure out the scope, and potentially if you're a good fit. If you're not a good fit, recommend somebody else. So what you need to do is you have to have that mindset to remain neutral and unbiased. This is very, very important, okay? You have to take yourself out of the equation. Try to remove yourself from the sales process 3 times within your first sales call. So if I know somebody that can do a better job than me that's more cost effective, I recommend them right away.
But aren't you afraid that you're losing business and you're losing the job?
I'm going to ask you this question. Aaron, how can you lose something you did not have?
But I'm so close to having it. It's like...
No, just like you're so close to getting that supermodel girlfriend. You can't lose something you don't have. And your life was totally going along just fine. So this idea of missing things and losing, it's fear-based, right? And it creates an emotion that's not necessarily going to empower you. And a lot of people value a relationship they trust more than the price point. I'll give you another example that will ring home. If I had to hire a really super qualified editor cinematographer, do I hire the kid who studied finance in school, or do I hire a cinematographer or editor who's focused on that? And the reason why I hired you is because I know you, I trust you, and I like you. And you could probably say pretty unobjectively, there are people who are more qualified, more learned than you. Don't cry under those sunglasses on me, all right?
That's why
don't do it. Yeah, don't do it, dude. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's proof, is it not?
Yeah.
Because I know you, I like you, and I trust you. Are there more qualified people? Probably. Most definitely, yes.
Maybe,
probably. There's a slim chance. You never know. Those things are kind of not to be decided on a call like this.